Okay. So, okay, let's go bring up a new data flow task. Uh, okay, here is our SSIS toolbox. So I'm gonna pin it up here. Okay, this one I'll drag a little bit up here. Okay. So one more data flow task. Okay. So within this data flow task, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna use an source assistant this time. Okay. Source assistant will help me to choose a source. Okay. Sometimes if I know the exact source and all, I would go and pick up the Excel, flat file, and Oracle. This is one spot where you don't have to scroll down to get it. Okay. So in general, I use SQL Server itself, right? So I'm going to choose AdventureWorks. That is my connection. So I'm going to say OK. Within the connection, I'm going to choose a table called person.person. Okay. Very good. The connection is successful and I can feel all the table columns. I'm going to select these columns. Okay. So, and now I have a source, right? Which transformation I'm going to use is balance distributor. Okay. What does this one do is it distributes, it takes from the source and distributes evenly to multiple people. Okay. Babu.
That's me. Sorry.
Ram, నువ్వు కూడా మ్యూట్ చేసుకో ఎవరంతా పేపర్ లిఫ్ట్ ఫరఫర సౌండ్ వస్తుంది. Okay, so yeah, so balance distributor is usually used to distribute an input into multiple outputs with equal number of rows or equal number of cycled rows. Okay, so let's say if I give source from here to here. Okay, in the source I have almost like 19,000 rows. Okay, that will be shown when data is being pulled from here to here. On the pipeline itself, I can show you the number of rows in there. Okay, so now I want to distribute it to multiple channels. Let's say using a sort transformation, what I'm going to do is I'm going to select it up and put it over here. Okay, I'll sort it out so that I don't get an error here. Okay, I'll use another sort. Okay. Okay. So now let's also put few data viewers in here. Enable data viewer, enable data viewer, enable data viewer. So let's run this package. Okay. If we run this package, there are other components that will get executed. Okay. 3 have to pop up bar 2, 3, 1. I can put it up here. You can see that balance distributor 1, right? So basically, as I said, from the source, it is almost like 19,000 rows moving from here to here. Okay, and the balance distributor would split it multiple ways, right? So as of now, we have 3 outputs. So this output is second output is saying it has 9,000 rows. First output is also saying it has 9,000 change rows, whereas third output is saying that it has only 200 rows. That means each for cycle it is pushing almost like 9,000 change rows. So so it is distributing the load between these two in this fashion: 9,000, 9,000, and 200, 9,800, 9,800, and 200. So that is the way it is distributing the load. Okay. So that is when you have millions of rows coming from the source and you want to distribute into 3 different channels, because if you have to process it in one pipeline, sometimes it may get overkilled, or you cannot use parallel processing options, right? So this balance distributor will help you in parallel processing things. Okay, does it make sense? So as soon as you close this things, it will get committed. Then you can see the number of rows in total too. Yeah, if it's right underneath it, but yeah, hopefully you can see it. Let me know if you have any questions regarding the balance distributor. If not, we'll move on to the next one. Okay, you can also highlight this on here and says evaluates and redirects rows into data sets into multiple destinations. That is what its definition is. Okay, it doesn't use any condition or anything like that. It just gets a number of rows. It pushes to the specific channels. Okay, so channel 1, how many rows? Channel 2, how many rows? Channel 3, how many rows? You could use same components down here. So let's say you want to write this back onto the same table. What you can do, you can use a OLDB destination in place of sort to write it, or the same Excel file to write it. So what will happen? It will do the parallel processing, because our databases are parallel, are okay for parallel processing, right? So if people are trying to run 2 or 10 different people are trying to insert rows in the same table, it will let them insert. All right. So we don't want to wait in a row by row fashion in this aspect. So we are trying to do it in a parallel fashion. Okay. This makes it work in a parallel fashion. Okay. Balance. Balance data distributor. Okay, so that's about the balance thing. Disable them. Okay. Now let's go and work on conditions list. Okay. Source assistance, adventure table. So insert in here. Same example. Okay, I'll take the % table. Okay, within the columns I will take business entity ID, first name, last name, email promotion, and that's more than enough. Okay, so those are the 4 columns I have. So next component is data conversion, data split thing. Okay, so I'm gonna give it to here. So within the data split, I have a few options to configure. So what I'm saying is output name, email promotion underscore 1. Okay, so any email promotion equals to 1. Sorry, equals to 1 has to go through this output. Okay, in the same fashion, anything equal to 2 has to go through case 2. Email promotion 0 . Okay, and we have still the default output out. Okay, so what will happen is, so let me go back onto the main data. So if you preview this data, we have a column called email promotion in here. So 0, 1, and 2 are 2 or 3 different distinct information we are getting on this particular row. All right. So based on those values, it will direct into different outputs. Okay. So let's say I'll take 3 or 4 sort transformations, okay, to show you that. So from the condition split, anything which has email promotion 1 will be here. Okay, anything that has an email promotion 0 is we are moving up to here. Anything which has email promotion as 2, we are moving up to here.
Anna, red arrow దేని రిప్రజెంట్ చేస్తుంది అన్న?
ఫెయిల్ అయిందని రిప్రజెంట్ చేస్తుంది. చెప్తా ఒక నిమిషం. So anything which is not falling in either 0, 1 or 2 and you want to capture it, you will capture it in sort 3. Okay, or you could use instead of sort 3, so instead of sort option, you can use an OLDB destination to write it into the table. Right, in this example I don't have to write it, so I'm just showing it on the screen. Okay, so in order for these red marks to see what exactly is happening in here, you would mouse over on it. It says that input cannot be 0, right? Number of inputs columns for the sort dot inputs cannot be 0. So just open it and then you'll know what exactly is this thing. So it says at least one column must be selected for sorting. It asks me for one column, I'll select everything, okay, because I want to sort the data too. Okay, okay. Now as I'm writing in data tools Visual Studio, I want to see the data, right? Because I'm not writing into a destination so that I can go into the destination and see. So for that aspect, I have to put a data viewer. In the real time, you will never do it unless until you are developing on your own laptop and want to submit it to client. You will do it here. Okay. So let's run this package, run this component list, data for component. So the source data, all those 19,000 rows would be moving up to here. Then based on the condition split, it is splitting the values. So this is task 1. Email promotion 0. This is email promotion 1. This is email promotion 2. That's it. There is no default values coming out. So that means there is no default output. So all these rows in combine would make all those 19,000 rows. Okay. So you see email promotion 1 output, only email promotion 1s. Whereas in email promotion 2, you would have all the email promotion 2s only. And the email promotion 0 output, you have all the email promotion 0s. Okay. So yeah, sometimes people get confused with the number of rows being displayed as number of rows it's going to throw into an output. So don't get confused, because these rows are how many rows have been displaying is what it is showing. So it is showing that these there are only 2,406 what I'm displaying. It doesn't mean the number of rows which has email promotion as 1 is not the same as what it is. Okay, it could be, it may not be. In both cases, it could be in one of those cases. Okay, so I'm just going to close this thing so that it gets success. Okay, so all the data moved. Now you could see the email promotion 1, there are 5,000 rows. Email promotion 0, 11,000 change rows. Whereas email promotion 2, there are 3,000 change rows. And the condition not in those categories, like email promotion not 1, not 2, not 0. You don't have any rows which fall in that category. Okay. So this is about the condition split. Okay, what does condition split do? Based on, it will take the input in, and based on certain condition, it will split the outputs into multiple categories. Okay, if the condition is met, it will push into that particular output. Okay, if no condition is met, it will push it into a default output. So that is about the condition split. Okay, let's stop the package, rename it. Okay, condition split, one more data flow task. if you don't understand or if you have any questions, you could ask me. Okay. So same. Let's take the same example. We could choose it, or you can take the flat panel. No, let's take the same example. Okay. So now we'll do a data conversion. So for the data conversion to happen, let's take an Excel file as the destination. Okay. So let's click new and say okay. Now I have to go create a new Excel file, right? So browse. So in this training folder, I'm going to say new file. Where is this Excel worksheet? Okay. So if I choose it and say okay, it should create the connection. Okay. Okay. So from the source to destination, here is what I'm gonna give. Oh, it is crashing. So that means for some reason this Excel connection is not working. So if you have a similar situation like this, what you can do best is, okay, go back onto the file explorer, see where you have this SSIS training, right? So right click it, basically frankly open it up. Okay, inside and there, you could save it to a lower version. Okay, basically what I'm going to do is, save as, in here, if I go back to a lower version,
అక్కడ ఉంది కదా 97 to 2003.
that is too old, right? Or I could do one thing. Let me try this one before I go any further. I'll open it up, change this one to 2013. See if it works. No, it is not working. So now I have no option than doing what Ram suggested. Okay, files, save as. This is 97 to 2003. This is 97 to 2003. Okay. Save. Okay, close. So now this one is 97 to 2003. You can see it from the file extension as well as from the file name itself. So I'll go back here. Use a 97 to 2003. Say okay. Oh, go and create. Still failing up. Oh, so okay, at least it came up here. So yeah. Okay, that is fine. I have to choose the destination. So I'm mapping it up, saying okay. I'll go run this first of all. Okay. If I execute this particular task, what should happen? It should move the data from point A to point B, right? What is point A? The point A is SQL Server source, and the point B is Excel destination. So if I go and see in Excel destination, that is our folder, you should see that there are these are all the rows it has, right? So that is very good. It and move all the data in here. Okay. So that is an example of from an OLDB source to an Excel destination, right? So in between, while I was creating this Excel, okay, while I was creating this Excel file, I don't know how, yeah, I can show you the properties. So if I go back onto the advanced editor mode, you could see that its input and output columns has a different data type, right? Usually, when we talk about business entity ID, it is an int data type, right? Okay, but this is also an int data type, okay? And this is a string, this is a string, and this is again I4 is int, right? While if we were giving it as an input columns, this is what it is getting. All right. So let's go and create one more table inside the Excel itself. Okay. If you click here, you could see that everything is being done as long and long text and long text, right? So sometimes these numbers and data types would mismatch. Okay. So that is the example what I want to show you guys. So for now, the data from an OLDB source has been moved to Excel destination, right? Let's go back and do one more package which will move the data back from Excel to OLDB source, right? So let's say if I'll go disable this one. Now I'll take the Excel destination, Excel as a source, same file, same source. Okay, and I'll say take an OLDB destination. Okay, which I have my SQL Server, if not training table. Inside in there, I have to go choose an Excel destination table. All those 4 columns are coming up. So if I go map it up back here, so person table, if I see the mappings, person ID full number. Okay, this is not a right table to map. Employee 1, let's see. No, this is also not a good table. So let's go create a table. So we'll say this as person table. Okay. ADW person table. Okay, that is what the person tables. But if you see, the column names and the column data types have changed, right? So for this one, I'll say int. Okay, at the same time, email promotion, I'll say it as int. Okay, for this one, instead of varchar max, I'll say 50. Okay, because I'm concerned about the spaces too. All right, so 50. Now I'm going to say okay, map it. Okay, so let's run the package. Okay, there is some kind of failure. What is it? What is it failing on? So if you have to know what is it failing on, you have to move to the progress bar. Okay, says the binding status was DT end text, and the conversion from the OLDB type DB data type was not successful. right? So it is not giving you exact information, but it is trying to say that the data type is not being valid, or it is creating an error, or it is saying that I have to change my data type. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to stop this package and use an data conversion task in between. So here I have this data conversion task. Okay. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to disconnect these two links. I'm going to go back and connect the Excel source to data conversion. Inside the data conversion, it is saying that I have to choose these two, and data types, I have to convert them. I'll convert them to DT string, and this is also I'll convert them to DT string. See if it works. Okay, then I'll come back. Okay, I have the copy of column as a column name, so I have to map them back. In the mapping, for the first name, I have to use a copy of first name. For the last name, I have to use a copy of last name. So I'm going to say OK, and now I'm going to run it back again. See if it has any problem. Okay, still failing. So once again, I move back onto the another record while setting up the bind status. Binding status was written for data flow column type or binding status. Unsupported conversion. Copy this message, put it in a notepad. You'll learn it more clear. Unsupported data conversion to DB unknown. The destination DT varchar may not be supported. Okay, so let's do one more try. Instead of converting into DT string, okay, it's not even executing, it's just validating it and failing it. Okay, so let's just stop it here, see what exactly is happening. So in here in the columns, for and DT W string is what it is expecting. Okay, so let's do the same. Editor. Okay, and DT W string under. So I'm going to change it to DT W string. See if it works now this time. Data is moving from here to here. Okay. So now you know how it is working, right? So the data conversion task would help you to convert data, even though there are string data types. Some are Unicode and some are non-Unicode. Okay. So you have to understand what is Unicode and what is non-Unicode to for Excel to OLDB destination or something like that. You have to make sure that the data is being flown to what data types you have set. So even though the system suggested us this particular data type, it was not able to convert it, right? So for that particular reason, we have used a data conversion task to convert it. So you could go back on to the advanced editor of an OLDB destination to see what are the exact data types you have in here. So first name and the last name were more important. It was trying to accept inputs which are DTW string, that is Unicode strings, right? So whereas what you were trying to supply is we're trying to supply DT in text. So it is not accepting text and text to both of them are Unicode, but the problem would be the space here, because this one is a text format. It is explaining almost like a varchar of max, but we reduced our column size to 50, right? So for that, there should be some kind of conversion to shrink it, or make sure it is not truncating and leaving the spaces around. You have to use some kind of conversion there. So that is the reason what I did was, from an empty text format, I'm using a W to W string, which is of only length 50. So that was a conversion task, what is happening in between, and finally the rows got successfully written in here. If you want to see the data, you could go click view existing data. You could see all the rows being moved here. Everything is here. Okay. So it says only first up to 200 rows what it's going to show, and here it is. Okay. So do you have any questions on data conversion? SQL Server to Excel. Excel to SQL using data conversion. Okay. So let's take one more data flow task. Okay, inside this data flow task, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use an source instance, select SQL Server, same table, business entity, first name, last name, email information. Okay. After the data conversion, I already spoke to you about derived column and data streamline and all. I'll talk to you later. Even this HDFS stuff, I'll talk to you later. Now let's look into what lookup transformation would work as. How does lookup transformation would work? Okay, so for that scenario, I'll go make up the data a little bit. Okay, so just a second. Let me open a new SQL Server Management Studio. Here I have this adventure work database, right? So in here, what I'm going to do is, yeah, same person.person table. Okay, select top 100 rows from person.person into dbo.source. Yeah, and select star from person.person into dbo dot dstinato destination. So let's create this table. So this is destination. So in our condition, so we have this table called source table. Okay, let's assume dbo.source is our source table. Okay, we'll get new rows in this particular table every day, every time. We'll get a new rows. Okay, so yeah, so from here, what I'm going to do is I'm going to use a lookup transformation. This is going to be my destination table, which I would have as a reference. Okay, I'm going to connect to this one as this way. So in here, I'll say full cache and OLDB source do not redirect rows to no match output. Okay, connections, same connection, and this is going to be my destination table, OLDB destination. Okay, based on business entity ID is what I'm going to match. Okay, I'll take this one, this one, this one, and this one as my output columns. Now I'll use two sorts to explain what exactly would be an output. From the source to destination, what would happen is whatever is matching will come onto the matching side of the output. Okay, whatever is not matching will come onto the right side, which is no match output. Okay, with the help of a matching and no matching, how would you do? How would you work it out? Is so let's say yesterday I had 10 sales, which I already pushed into destination. So on those 10 sales, let's say the quantity has changed. So now previously when the customer asked me to sell one product, now he called me again and said, instead of one product, just send me two products. So then it is just an update to an existing order, right? I cannot go and create a new order unless it is already shipped. Then it's a big problem. If it is not shipped, I'm just having to just have to update the order. So based on these matches, if it's already in the destination, what I have to do? I have to do just an update to an existing order. Okay. At the same time, if it is not matching, that means the data which is not matching would be moved onto the right side. Okay. So let me reverse this example. Okay. What I'm going to do is I'm going to do this way. I'll say this as a destination table. You can take whatever tables you want. I'm just giving an example of how you can manipulate things around. So now if I run it, so anything, now it has, this one has 19,000 rows and this one has 100 rows, right? So out of these 100 rows, these would be 100 rows would be matching, then 100 rows will come here. Rest of the rows will go here because they do not have anything matching. They'll consider all of those rows as a new rows. So let's run this thing. You see, as I said, these matching things were all only 100 because we have the reference table. Reference table only had 100 rows, so those were matching. So were to the matching side. Rest of the rows were not matching to the non-matching side. Okay. Any questions? Okay. Hopefully none. Okay, we'll stop the class here. I'll get back tomorrow to move along and complete other transformations we have in here. Okay.
Yeah, no.
Chalo. Okay then.